So welcome back to our YouTube channel Artiflex Drawing. I know it's been a while since I uploaded my last video, but I'm here back. So this video will completely be in English because I want to practice my English speaking. So sorry for the bad English who watches my videos anyway. But whoever watches my video, don't forget to tell me in the comments. So let's start. Okay, so let's start by drawing the hairs. To draw the hairs, I will simply put some strokes in the beginning, uh, like I have shown in the video. So I have marked the darker part and the lighter part already, so that I can basically differentiate between the shadowy part and where I should uh, apply the highlights also. So let's start. So here you can see I am putting the stroke in the directions of the hair. Uh, Basically, the hairs are very like messy type. Find the overall structures of the hair, the flow of the hair, I have to draw, I have to make the stroke in the directions of the hair. To draw the messy hair, I will put some highlights or some standard pencil stroke with the hard charcoal. Now simply for now, I am using soft charcoal pencil, which is more darker and softer than the hard charcoal. So it is very uh, like useful for drawing the basic structure of the hair because it is darker and I can smudge into the more smoother part to get the smoother part. It's very necessary to keep any handkerchief or cloth or any type of paper under your hand so that you don't damage or disturb the charcoal you have applied, because charcoal is a softer and very darker material. It can very easily stick to your hand and spoil your drawing, so keep it in mind. So now I have drawn all the like darker areas, but we cannot leave the uh, highlighted areas empty. So I have to apply some strokes with a sharper pencil so that I can really refine the overall structures of the hair and like where the hairs are going. Okay, so let's focus on this part of the drawing. I will draw the another part later. For the blending part, I basically use this brush. It is not very pointy, also it is slightly uh, less broader than my other brush, so it is very perfect for the blending part. Try to move the brush in the directions of the hair so that it doesn't create like a cross effect in the shading. At the upper part, to draw the borders, like at the upper part of the drawing, there is a horizontal line, so I am shading horizontally there to define the border more clearly, but in the rest of the part I will just shade in the direction of the hairs. Don't worry, it is our first layer of shading, so I will apply more charcoal pencil to make it more realistic. More layers will give a 3D and a more realistic look to my drawing. Okay, so I redefine the darker areas of the drawing. I'm adding a second layer with my soft charcoal pencil because I an overlap between the hairs so that some of the hairs are in the darker region and the light can't reach there. So applying my charcoal pencil again to mark those areas. Blend this second layer, I will use my brush again. So I have applied soft charcoal pencil, then I have applied brush to smudge, then I have again applied soft charcoal pencil, then I have again used my brush to smudge. So I usually repeat these steps to make my shade more smoother and more realistic. For me, like there is no certain number how many times I should apply a charcoal layer. Basically, I do it until I get a satisfactory result or a smoother shade. Okay, so now it is looking pretty good. Remember, I haven't added the highlighted part, which is my favorite part because it gave your drawing a more realistic look. So just wait and watch. Coming to the another half, I will exactly repeat the same steps I have done in the previous part. So let's go. I have done the shading part of both the parts of the hair. So it's time for adding some highlights with my Tombow Mono Zero Eraser. To apply the highlights, look at your reference picture and track the direction of the light. Where the light is coming directly, there will be a highlighted part, and against or opposite to that highlighted part, there will be a shadow or darker part. Okay, so final highlighting part is done. It is looking pretty good. I don't know how it is looking in the camera. So let me just zoom a little bit for you. Here you can see like the every single hairs, like every one or two stranded hairs. I have also drawn these hairs to make it more realistic. It is looking very good. Okay, so now I am drawing a single strand of a hairs. Like there are some hair which are like in a bunch of twos or threes or even single. So uh, to draw those types of hair, I simply using hard charcoal pencil. It is basically a light and more harder than the soft charcoal. So it just create a shadowed and a very light part of the hairs. It's time to make the eyebrows. So in the reference picture, eyebrows are not very dark. Basically there is a very light eyebrow part. So I'm not using hard charcoal pencil, soft charcoal pencil. I am using hard charcoal pencil instead with the blenders, so that I can give eyebrows a little grayish look, not just a pitch black hair type look. Those are pretty much done. I am just giving it a last touch, adding some individual hairs, and with the help of my hard charcoal pencil and with my mono zero eraser. Coming to the eyes, I will draw the more prominent parts of the eyes, like eyelashes and the cornea, with the soft charcoal pencil, because it's the darker part. And except this part, I will use either hard charcoal pencil or blenders. Eyes are basically the most important feature in the face, so it is very necessary to draw the eyes very correctly, so that you can make your drawing equivalent to a reference. I will simply use a blender like I have holding in my hand to draw basically the dark circle type areas under the eyes. Okay, to draw the part of the eyelids, I will use my brush. Basically the middle part of the eyelid is raised, so that it will be our highlighted part, and the area around the raised part will be in depth, so we will make the darker shade there. So after adding a little bit of final touch, our left eye is pretty much complete. Let's move towards the right eye. So to draw the right eye, I will exactly repeat all the methods I have described to draw the previous eye. So let's jump to the final part. It's time to draw the nostrils, basically drawing the nose. So to draw the nostril part, it will be in the depth. So I will use my soft charcoal pencil to make it darker. For the surrounding region, I will use my blender. It will give it a little bit lighter look, because as we move from depth to outside the nose, it will become lighter and lighter. So I am using blenders to shade those parts. I have used my shade brush to draw the outer regions of the nose, like a bulging part is defined by highlighted area, and where I have done the shade is the darker areas, which is closer to the both. So for the lips, I basically draw the middle part of the lips with the soft charcoal pencil, because it will be darker part. It is the part where both lips are meeting, and there is a small groove that creates the darker region. So basically, I will draw that part with soft charcoal pencil, and remaining part of the, like, the lips, upper lips and the lower lips will be lighter. So I will use my blender to draw. To draw the reflection of the light and highlight that part, I will use my electrical eraser. It is a more powerful than the traditional eraser, so it is very good for adding strong highlight. I also drawn the ears in pretty much same way as I draw the lips and the nose part. So now I am adding a little bit of shade to make the face round or 3D. I will basically use darker shade in the like corner of the face, and in the middle part it will be highlighted in the bulging parts. I will leave it with the lighter shade. Coming to the part of the neck, most of the people don't take it seriously to make the neck part, but we should not take it lightly, because even a small mistake can spoil the proportion of the entire drawing, and your drawing will no longer look good. So keep in mind where we are doing the darker shade and where to do the light shade. So as usual, I have drawn the neck part with my brush, shading brush. To mark the more darker areas like under the collar, we are using soft charcoal pencil. To draw the cloth, I just shade the entire part with my charcoal powder. You can also add some highlights and like fibers and all, make it more realistic. So to draw the or make the signature, I already created the grooves with my names. So after I apply the charcoal powder on that groove, the name will be visible with the naked eyes. And also I will apply my highlighter pen to make it more visible and contrast to the background of charcoal powder. So our drawing is complete. I really love the drawing and the reference itself very much. So if you like the video, please let me know in the comments. Bye bye.